Very first service here, I felt his presence for the first time ever in my life. And God has impacted me in so many ways since starting here. He has moved so much in the past 7, 8 months that I can't even count on my fingers and toes how many blessings I've had. Being a single mom, I knew I needed that community. I knew I needed that support and being supported through all the other single moms in this community, in our church, and just the way this church gives back spiritually, emotionally, even financially. It has impacted my life so much, where I feel so confident and I feel so loved here, and so does my son. He comes to church and he sees people and he goes, "Hey, look who it is." He has a family here. From my first service I attended, I felt God's presence next to me in that seat, to when we were going over the Holy Spirit and I just broke down in tears about the way God has moved in me in that short amount of time, and the way that I desired God so much, to the day where I was baptized and dedicated my son within the same 10-15 minutes. And I just have had multiple significant spiritual moments that I can never be more thankful for. God has taught me as a single mom with my ProjectOne commitment. It's just like the widow in the temple when he's talking to the Pharisees and the religious leaders and his people. She gave the bare minimum, but from the outside, but that was everything she had. And he found that amazing. And it's learning, God has taught me that I might not be able to give tons and tons, but it means more to him than anything. Being uncomfortable so I can give back to God what he is deserved, what this church can use in order to create more disciples. And that is a sacrifice I've had to learn how to make, but it has already come into fruition that these sacrifices are actually allowing me a more comfortable life. Different things have happened that have shown his faithfulness and that he will take care of me and my son through everything, including the very first single mom Sunday. During service, all the single moms will get up and the congregation just basically gives whatever they can to the single moms financially, however much they want, can, or need to. And that filled me up with so much love and spirit, and God saying, "See, I told you. I told you." I went home and I just cried my eyeballs out with how incredible this church has been, and just the proof of God's obedience, of the obedience to God, that no matter what you do, even if you feel like you're struggling, he will be here for you. You know, if I could talk to the people that made that initial ProjectOne, I would just give them all each an individual hug and tell them how thankful I am, because if it were not for their initial sacrifices, I probably would have never grown in my relationship with God. I probably never would have gotten baptized, probably never would have dedicated Wyatt. It is incredible, and I am so thankful for it. I really am thankful for this church. I've had some pretty rough times lately, and if it weren't for this church, I don't know how I would have made it. There are days when I can barely make it out of bed, so I roll into church in yoga pants and no makeup on, but I still feel loved and accepted anyways, and I couldn't get that anywhere else, and I'm so thankful for that.